Today I'm going to explain what is HTML forms. Okay, today we will see what is forms and how we can use forms in the web application or in the website. We will see. So form is basically an element which is used to create an HTML form so that user or client can give the input, which means if you take Facebook example, whenever you open Facebook site, the user can enter the username, password, and then user will click on the submit button. So which means we need to create a form like this where customer can enter his username and password and click on the button. So this is a form. So similarly we want to see some registration, right? You enter your first name, last name, your email id, you create your new password, and then you select male, gender, and click on submit. So these kind of forms we are going to create, okay, by using some elements. So to create a form we need to understand some elements like label, input, button, text area, select. So there are a lot of additional elements as well, but today we will understand these 5 elements. Okay, now coming back to the practical, so I'll create a brand new page here, file, new, and I will save it as maybe login example, login page.html. So I am saving this as login page.html. So after saving this, I'm just copy pasting the template, so basic HTML. So I will say login page. Okay, now for here I'm just saying h1. This is a login page. This is a login page. Now we have written some heading. We'll see. First save it, file. I already given the name. I'm just clicking on save and I'll open in the Chrome browser. So in the Chrome browser I can see this is the login page. Now we'll come back here and we'll create a form. So to create a form I need to use form as the element. So this is my form. Inside the form you need to design your input elements. So first we will create a label as username. Okay, username. So label is the element which is used to create some labels or side notes, side headings, side labels. Okay, so if I save this, you can see that it is saying username colon, but there is no text box right side of username. So how we are going to create? We are going to create using input as the element. Input type is equal to text. So how we generally create the image tag, like image source equal to the some kind of source image name, and then like this. So similarly we need to create input type is equal to text so that user can enter some text there. Okay, save this. So now you can see username colon text box. Okay, now if I am entering some name like my name, I can enter it. You can enter any number of letters. Okay, then we need an password box, password text box to enter the password. So what I am going to do, I am going to create one more label called password. Okay, I am going to create another label called password, and I'll just copy this. Okay, and I will paste it. So input type is equal to text, save it. Now I can see username and password. Now since it is an inline elements, so this all form elements whatever we are seeing, these are inline elements. Inline elements means the element will continue in the same line. So I want my password label and the input field in the next line. So for that we can use break. Okay, so you can see that. If you want more space, you can add one more break. It is looking good now. Now this whole section I want to place it in the center. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply a simple style here. Okay, body, text align, center. Okay, I want to align my form in the body, and the form, everything inside the body, I need it in the center. So I'm creating complete section in the center. Now I have username. By using label, I have created the username, and we have the input text box. So similarly, let's create the button. So how do we create a button? To create a button, we should use button as the element. Okay, button will have open and close tag. Inside this, we can create a content. So like this, login. And button is also inline element, so I'll just add one more break. Okay, one second. No, I'll just add it here. Button should be placed after the text. Okay, so let's see now. Okay, input username and the password, and then the login. So you can see that login should be here. Okay, now this is looking good. But if I am entering my username like 123 and my password is test, okay, so if you go to any company like Facebook, Google, Yahoo, anywhere, when you enter your password, it will hide by showing dots. It will hide by showing dots. So for that, what we need to use, instead of using input type is equal to text, we should use type is equal to password, so that it will apply some default styles here. Okay, using uh, input type is equal to text, we will use input type is equal to password. So now let's see how it looks like. Open the browser and open our page. Okay, so now you can see this is a login page. Now I can enter the username and the password. So whenever you are using input type as a password, type is equal to password, whatever the content or the text we are entering, that will be kind of masked. Okay, it will be hidden. So now you can click on button. So whenever you are clicking on button, nothing is happening, because we need to write some logic and we need to write the method post or get to do some changes, that we will see later. Now we have seen three elements: label, input, and button. So now we will see how to use text area. So in order to create a text area, I'll create a new page here called registration page. File, new. Okay, so here I'll just copy my template and paste it here. File, save. I'm going to save it as registration. I'm going to save it as registration.html. So in this registration, we'll see what are the fields required. Okay, so first thing is h1, and this h1, please sign up. You are saying please sign up. Okay, and first we need to create the form. So to create a form, we use form element. So I want to create a simple registration form like this, by first name, last name, email, password, and submit. Okay, so here, to create a field input, sorry, label, we can see label, I'll say username or first name. Here I'll give input type is equal to text. Okay, after creating the label and after creating the input, I just want to see how it looks like. So I'll go back to my page and open the registration page. Okay, now it is actually showing first name, enter the options, right? It is giving enter the some details here, one text box. But if you see some real time examples like Facebook, sorry, Facebook. Okay, so if you see here, here he is creating a label called email or phone number. Here he is creating something like there is no label, right? He is showing directly inside the text box. So to show like this, we actually use a concept called placeholder. Okay, we use a concept called placeholder. So how do we define that? Take out the label. In the input type is equal to text, use placeholder. So placeholder, you say use first name, say first name. So this way we can actually show the text box with some label inside in it, okay, so that user can understand what needs to enter. Now let's go back here, apply some styles here. Style, I'm using option called body, text align center. I'm applying some background color as aqua color so that it looks some colorful. Okay, so please sign up the page. So after first name, I need one more input box called last name to enter the surname. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the same input element called type is equal to text, and I'm going to give a different placeholder. I'm going to give a different placeholder called last name, or you can say surname. So let's save this, go back to this page. Yeah, we are getting. So in the next line, I want to give an option to enter the phone number, okay, or email address. To create the email address, you can use the same element, but I am going to explain with phone number. Input type is equal to phone, not phone, you can say number. So why I am giving input type is equal to text for the surname, and why I am giving type is equal to number, we will see. Placeholder phone number. Okay, now save this. You can observe the difference. Here I can enter any letters and numbers. Here I can enter letters and numbers, but here I can only enter numbers. I cannot enter alphabets. Okay, you can also see there is a small difference here. Whenever you use input type is equal to number, it is actually showing up and down arrow so that you can increase the number or decrease the number. So this is how the input type is equal to number works. Okay, for a phone number, I want it in a next line. I am using br break. Alright, next I am going to use submit button. Instead of submit button, I am going to show you a new concept here, that is called type is equal to text area. So what is text area and what is text, we will see. Okay, so here you can just say text area. Okay, let's say text area. Okay, and here in the text area there is a small difference here. Why we need to use text? Let's see first how it looks like. Are we getting any output in the page? We will see. Okay, one second, let me open the page. Yeah, refresh the page. Yeah, so if you see here, whenever I am saying text area, you can enter large number of text like a paragraph. Okay, also you can increase the paragraph, so you can increase the text area to enter some comments about the company. Whenever you are signing up, if you have some problems, if you want to enter your interest and why you are applying for this job, so if why you are signing up, if you want to enter some comments, we use the text area. Okay, so to create the text area, we should just create that input type is equal to, sorry, not input type, so we should use text area. Inside this we can actually give the limit, okay, or the rows, rows equal to 10, rows equal to 10. Let's see what happens if I'm going to give rows equal to 10. Okay, so refresh. So now if you see, I'm entering this 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows, 5 rows, 6 rows, 7 rows, 8 rows, 9 rows and 10 rows. Let's see. Okay, so after that what happening, you are getting a scroll bar, you are getting a scroll bar. Once again if I refresh, so whenever if you want to see understand, you just say 3, you just say 3 rows. So by default it is showing 3 rows, and if you are entering more than 3 rows, it is actually allowing us, you can still enter, but it is giving a scroll bar. This is called scroll bar. Okay, so that is how we will use the text area. So let me place the text area in the next line. Okay, and then we will see one more option called select. So what is select and why we need to use this? So let's say you want to select your date of birth, you want to select your date of birth, or you want to select some city. If you are applying for a job and you want to apply only in the specific city, right? Choose your city. So I'm just saying H3, choose your city. So how do I choose from a drop down? Okay, how do I choose from a drop down? So for that we need to create an element called select, and inside select we need to give options. Okay, inside select we need to give options. So let's see what is that. Maybe option 1, option, I will say Hyderabad, and then I'll say Bangalore. Copy, Chennai. I'm giving 3 options to select one from it. So I'm giving Delhi. Okay, select this, go back to the page, refresh. So we have the first name, we have the surname, we have the phone number, and as it is saying choose your city. So from here I can select one of the element. Here I can select one element, one content or one city from here. So why we are only getting 3? Because we have given only 3 options. If you want to add so many options, we can add here. Okay, and then later we need to provide name. So why we need to provide name for individual element, we will see in the next concept. Okay, here also we need to provide name, here we need to provide the names, but why I am not providing here, because we are just designing the front end, we are not submitting the values anywhere. Okay, so this is how we will use some of the HTML form elements like label, just we are using to create some labels, and input. We have lot of concepts we need to understand in the input, which will be explained in the next session. And the button, so button is used to click or wherever we have login or submit button, we will create some options like that, and inside the button we can write some name or the content. When you click on that, we can make actually apply some logics for that button as well. And text area is used to enter some comments like that, and select is something we are giving multiple options, and we can choose only from, user can only choose one option or one content from it. Okay, thanks for watching.